Ireland has a problem. Johnny Sexton's gone, so now what? Master tactician, slick playmaker, fearless competitor, leader of men. One of the great fly halves of modern rugby, who forged mental strength with clinical execution to become an Irish icon. So a vacuum has been created, an opportunity presented. Who takes Sexton's fly half position? Well, let's investigate. 3 young guns have staked their claim on the coveted 10 jersey. Jack Crowley, Kieran Frawley and Sam Prendergast. First up, Jack Crowley. The Cork man, Munster playmaker, quickly grabbed the Six Nations starting spot vacated by Sexton. Pundits and ex-players alike can't see him looking to give it up easily. Some have suggested he's the front runner for the job, as he ups the tempo to make the jersey his own. On the domestic front, Crowley's name is already etched, not only in Munster history, but also in URC history books. He delivered that stunning drop goal in the final minutes of the 2023 URC semis against Leinster.
Drop goal for Crowley. This potentially to win it. He's got it. Jack Crowley sends the Munster fans to
clinch the win and send them to the finals, where Munster went on to take the title. This drop kick highlights his calm under pressure demeanour, an asset no doubt which will be called upon again in the future, especially in the tight 1-point games. Also, being part of this Munster outfit as URC champions 22-23 shows that he has that winning mentality and leadership needed for Test rugby. Known for his versatility, Crowley can play at fly half, centre or fullback, bringing a balanced approach to his game. He combines tactical kicking, defensive strength and the ability to keep a level head in the toughest moments of a game or situation, like when he lost his run-on spot to Sam Prendergast. He was subbed on in the last quarter and despite his initial disappointment got the backline purring. Crowley admitted that he was thankful to be on the wider squad. Now, he doesn't have it all his way for the Munster 10 shirt either, with 30-year-old Billy Burns having more experience at 10 and under-20 champ Tony Butler also at 10, providing healthy competition for Jack. Shane Horgan and Rob Carney on VMTV Rugby said Jack Crowley would be worried after being dropped for the Wallabies clash in the autumn tour. The Munster star came under further pressure for the jersey after Kieran Frawley's heroics in South Africa, namely that last-minute drop goal winner. In the Wallabies game, Prendergast showed some good touches before Crowley was subbed in the third quarter. Noticeably, the tempo against the Aussies increased when he came on. At the same time, in both the Irish games where Crowley was replaced, Argentina and the All Blacks, the drop-off in tempo was noticeable. The Players' Player of the Year winner had a masterclass first-half exhibition against the Pumas before Farrell subbed him out, which left some sectors confused. Presently, as Munster is going through a transition with new coach and new captain, Crowley has domestic club issues at hand. Irish Rugby legend Ronan O'Gara advises Crowley to not focus on the Six Nations 10 jersey in February 2025, but just to play the game before you. On the defensive end, Clutch Rugby appreciates the Jack Crowley style defence, not afraid of putting his body on the line, a trait not common with the number 10 position. As for his calmness under pressure, he wasn't afraid to play flat and run the ball in his first start as Ireland's new number 10 against a tough French outfit at the Stade Velodrome with a 38-17 win. Andy Farrell couldn't stop singing his praises after the game. Now, looking at 27-year-old Kieran Frawley, being the oldest makes him the most experienced. However, being a utility has the one strike against him, as he's not the first choice number 10 on the club level with just a smattering of starts at fly half. Frawley does offer a different kind of versatility than Crowley does for Ireland. Frawley has become a steady presence for Leinster. While Frawley's defence and distribution are reliable, his other assets include his big body with a build like a tank, coupled with swagger and the ice-cold veins needed for elite-level rugby. It's clear to see why the coaches rate him highly, even getting a visit from the Wallabies coaching camp as he qualifies through residency. He chose Ireland. Most fans see Frawley as the number 1 choice for 10 at Leinster. and there's good argument for it. Frawley himself wants to play at 10 and has had some fantastic results in the position. Dubbed the drop goal hero after last summer's 25-24 winner against the Springboks, Frawley's drop goal in the 70th minute sailed smoothly through the post, but it was the game-winning 80th minute goal, revealing that with all that pressure down to the wire, Frawley was able to face the moment and kick the drop goal calm as you like.
Into the pocket for Frawley. He's watching it. It's over.
What makes this goal even more difficult was that still fresh in his memory was his double missed drop goals against Toulouse a few weeks earlier, resulting in a painful Leinster loss. He picked himself up from that experience and proved that he can not only boot that ball, but also has the mental discipline to handle high pressure moments against the greatest teams in rugby. Kieran himself said, at the time, the memory of the Toulouse miss was still fresh in his mind. The Leinster system, however, is not conducive to Frawley. If he doesn't get to play at 10 week in and week out, some have said in that case he should move on. However, Frawley's size and defensive hunger have made him into an accomplished 12, with a great line speed to keep the opposition ball going out wide. With ball in hand, he's an athletic type runner. As a 10, he brings all of these skills to the table as a sort of hybrid fly-half midfielder. With over 100 first-class games to his name, he's got a proven track record, with Andy Farrell favourable to Frawley, as he usually is to vet players. What's really interesting with Frawley is he's covered 12, 15 and 10. So for a touring squad, he would be a perfect 22. Andy Farrell, what are you waiting for? Finally, we have a young Leinster hotshot, Sam Prendergast. Composed and brimming with creativity, Sam showed off his talent the moment he was given a chance at Leinster.
Yeah. But I think Andy Farrell wants to pick Sam Prendergast as his first choice 10.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like the start of the autumn, the big debate was, is it Frawley or is it Crowley as the 10s? And then Prendergast has come in. And now the big debate is it Prendergast or is it Crowley?
During his senior debut against the Lions, he adapted effortlessly to the professional game, winning player of the match. The Kildare man pinned the Lions back, again and again using the then newly introduced 50-22. With passing and kicking skills worthy of a veteran, he nailed the game winner, showing his cool head in a pressure situation. After the game, there were whispers that he could wear the green number 10 shirt. New teammate, giant South African lock Archer Snyman, singled out Prendergast as a player of very high potential. This is serious validation from a double World Cup winner. Also on the bandwagon is O'Gara, who recently spoke high praises of the youngster, stating that Prendergast was one of the best players of the Champions Cup opening round. ROG even went as far to apologise for being a Prendergast doubter, tipping him to be the long-term heir. Then there is Sam's outside partner, All Black great Geordie Barrett. Barrett admitted that Prendergast does not have that game experience, taking into account a few mistakes of youthful exuberance, but went on to say Prendergast has a big future. Recently, Prendergast showed up big in a chilly Sunday night game, with 2 tries against Bristol Bears as 10. In a very Sexton type play, with a loop and then dagger style incision, in a combination move with Geordie Barrett, resulting in a try. The other was an individual break and race for the whitewash. Of course, a domestic game, even of the Premiership level, cannot be compared to a test match. Plus, having All Blacks test ace Barrett beside you will always create space, as the opposition defences are now focused on the All Black 12, thus creating opportunity for Prendergast.
Prendergast has been training very well. He came on against Argentina, played very well. He was very good last week against Fiji. And sometimes these decisions are so small that, it's hanging in the balance a little bit. And he just has a bit of more momentum.
There are some detractors of the Prendergast camp. Big Jim Hamilton, former Scottish roughhouse, feels that while Prendergast does have the goods, at 21 he still has some growing to do. And as the guys on VMTV said, possibly gaining 5 or 6 kilograms. Some articles state that when he came on against Los Pumas in the Rugby Championship, Prendergast was manhandled by the giant Argentine players and thus wasn't able to get on the front foot for the 20 minutes he was on. With only about 30 first-class games to his name, Sam still needs a couple of more feathers in his cap before we can really say he's the one to replace Sexton. And maybe that's why he finally got his first test start against the Flying Fijians in the summer after an okay cameo appearance against Argentina. The question arises though, when England come to town in the next few weeks, how will Prendergast stand up to the attention of the dangerous English Lucies? Either way, Simon Easterby has the final say, and it seems Prendergast has the favour of the coaching panel, of whom Andy Farrell is the loudest supporter. Clutch Rugby thinks the coaches shouldn't rush Prender just yet. And all you Clutch Nation folk out there, what's your thinking on this? Now, each of these men bring their own uniqueness to the table. Jack Crowley's composure under pressure, Kieran Frawley's tactical versatility, and Sam Prendergast's raw potential. One thing must be certain though, we're not looking for another Sexton. As always, thanks for watching, subscribe, smash the like button, and please leave a comment down below. So, who have you got at 10 for Ireland? Stay tuned.